Max's riveting new medical drama series The Pitt offers a no-holds-barred look at the inner workings of a hospital, but will the show get renewed for a second season soon? Created for the small screen by Scott Gemmell, the series follows the nurses, doctors, and other staff members of the fictional Pittsburgh Trauma Medical Hospital and gives a realistic look at the medical profession. Leverage and ER star Noah Weil leads the show as Dr. Michael Robbie Rabinovich, the senior doc who tries to lead his team while still dealing with the emotional fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mimicking the format of shows like 24, each episode of The Pitt takes place across a single 15-hour shift at the hospital, and includes all the highs and lows of the emergency room. With medical dramas having something of a resurgence in the 2024 to 2025 TV season, The Pitt has already set itself apart because of its unflinching and straightforward approach to the medical field. Highlighting real-life issues like nurse shortages and resource allocation disparity, The Pitt doesn't just dramatize medicine, but gives viewers an inside look at the darker side as well. Despite its positive reception, Season 2 isn't confirmed several weeks after the show debuted to strong viewership numbers and rave reviews. The latest news finds a show producer discussing The Pitt Season 2's chances. Executive producer John Wells offered an optimistic view of the show's future, saying, "We believe there are a lot more stories to tell and we're excited." Though hopes are high, the show still hasn't scored a Season 2 order quite yet. Wells was also quick to point out that such an early renewal would be unusual, and that it would probably come at a later date instead. The Pitt Season 2 is not confirmed. Max hasn't picked up another shift yet. Jaron Howell covered in blood next to another doctor in The Pitt. While the series' excellent reviews are certainly a positive, Max won't renew the show on good press alone. Because the show is still so new, HBO's signature streamer is likely waiting to see how the program performs over time before making any rash decisions. The way streaming services calculate a show's success is much more complicated than their network TV counterparts, and The Pitt will need to see consistent viewers from week to week, and those viewers will need to stick around for the entire runtime of each episode. Plenty of streaming exclusive shows have built strong fan bases, but ultimately faced cancellation because the viewership hours were down. While there is little doubt that The Pitt will hold the attention of the audience, it's never quite clear how streamers like Max judge their original programs. Regardless, a decision won't be made until the entire scope of the 15-episode first season is known. The Pitt Season 2 cast details. Who will return to The Pitt in Season 2? Though the series isn't about life and death, at least for the doctors and nurses, there's little chance that characters will be killed during Season 1. However, that doesn't necessarily mean the entire ensemble will return to reprise their roles in Season 2. Hospitals, and especially the emergency room, are notorious for their high turnover rate, meaning some of the characters could leave Pitt just to get away from the stress of their 15-hour shifts. However, until more information is known, it's assumed that the cast will return, especially Noah Weil as senior attending physician. Michael Robbie Rabinovich joining Weil will probably be Tracy I feature as Dr. Heather Collins, another high-ranking MD who often butts heads with Robbie. Robbie isn't without his allies though, and Patrick Ball's Dr. Frank Langdon should be back to support his friend and colleague. Leading the charge on the nursing side of things, Catherine Larnassa will also likely return as charge nurse Dana Evans. Fiona DeReef plays Dr. Cassie McKay, a woman in her 40s who became a doctor much later in life, while Supriya Ganesh is third-year medical resident, Dr. Samira Mohan. The rest of the residents will probably return as well. The Pitt Season 2 story details. Pittsburgh Trauma Medical Hospital offers a myriad of story possibilities. Dr. King and Whitaker help a patient in The Pitt. At this juncture, it's unclear where The Pitt plans to go in future episodes. What's been seen in Season 1 thus far presents a down-to-earth story that focuses on the specific challenges of the medical profession, but that won't be the only tale the show tells. It's obvious that the characters will offer a wealth of interesting plotlines in subsequent episodes, and they each have unique backgrounds and approaches. Dr. Robbie's clashes with Dr. Collins could lead to some real tension, and it remains to be seen if all the interns, residents, and med students will survive the gauntlet. The emotional side of the profession is probably where the best stories will be plucked from, and it's clear that even seasoned vets like Dr. Robbie won't be able to handle everything with aplomb. His trauma from the COVID-19 pandemic will probably color his decisions, and that could stir more conflict within the team. Likewise, brash personalities like Dr. Santos might cause more fracturing within the team dynamic, which threatens to bring the whole emergency room crashing down in The Pitt Season 2 and beyond.